Dawn, a soaring eagle's view over a vast, brutal landscape of sun-baked rock and sand. The horizon shimmers with heat waves. Not a single tree breaks the monotony of stone and sky. Jesus walks alone into this desolation. His baptism robes cling to him, still damp from the Jordan River. Water droplets evaporate in the rising heat. The voice of the Father still echoes in his memory, "This is my beloved Son," but now only silence, only wilderness. After Jesus was baptized, he was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. For 40 days and 40 nights, he fasted and prayed, preparing for his ministry on earth. Jesus finds a shallow cave and kneels. He closes his eyes and begins to pray. Jesus sits in meditation. The sun beats down mercilessly. His lips are already cracked. A shadow passes over him, too quick to be a cloud. A voice smooth, almost concerned whispers from nowhere and everywhere, "The adversary, you are alone." Jesus opens his eyes. Nothing. Just empty wilderness. The adversary, no angels here, no dove, no voice from heaven. Just you and the stones. Jesus closes his eyes again and continues praying, his lips moving silently. Jesus walks slowly, his body beginning to weaken. The heat creates mirages on the horizon, shimmering pools of water that vanish as he approaches. One mirage takes a different form, a vision of Nazareth, his mother's house, smoke rising from the evening fire. He can almost smell bread baking. The adversary, you could go home. There's no shame in it. You've proven your devotion. 3 days would have been enough. Jesus stops, closes his eyes. Jesus will remain until it is finished. The vision dissolves. He continues walking. Nights under a canopy of stars, Jesus sits with his back against stone. His body is thinner now, his movements slower. The desert night is freezing. The adversary appears not as a red demon, but as a traveler, wrapped in robes, carrying a staff. His face is kind, weathered. The adversary cold night for fasting, friend. Jesus looks up but does not respond. The adversary, I've seen men die out here, good men, holy men. The wilderness doesn't care about intentions. He produces a small bundle from his cloak bread and dried figs. The adversary, take it. You'll need strength for whatever God has called you to do. Jesus, man, shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. The adversary's kind expression flickers just for a moment into something else. Then the traveler and his food dissolve like smoke. Jesus kneels in prayer. The morning light reveals how much weight he has lost. His cheekbones are sharp, his arms thin. The adversary's voice returned, now mocking, multiplied, as if coming from the rocks themselves. The adversary, "This is my beloved Son." That's what the voice said, wasn't it? Jesus continues praying, eyes closed. The adversary, "If you are the Son of God, if you are, then prove it. Turn these stones to bread." Just one, just to know for certain. The stones around Jesus seem to pulse, to become bread roll crusty, steaming, impossibly real. The smell is overwhelming. Jesus, I need no proof of who I am. My Father has spoken. The vision of bread fades. The stones are just stones. Jesus has climbed to a high place. The world stretches endlessly in all directions. He can barely stand. He uses a rock to support himself. The adversary appears beside him, now in the form of a nobleman in fine robes. The adversary look, all of it. From here you can see the whole world. The view shifts into a supernatural vision. Rome with its marble temples, Jerusalem with its golden temple, Damascus, Babylon, Athens, all the great cities appear before them, alive with movement. The adversary, all these kingdoms, all their glory, it has been given to me, and I give it to whom I will. Think of what you could do. End slavery, stop the wars, feed every hungry child. The vision shows slaves being freed, soldiers laying down weapons, children eating and laughing. The adversary, all this I will give you if you fall down and worship me. Just once, just a moment of acknowledgement. Is that too high a price for saving the world? Jesus turns to face the adversary directly. Despite his weakness, his voice is strong. Jesus, away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only. The nobleman's face twists with rage. The vision shatters. Jesus is alone again on the mountain. Jesus lies in the cave, trembling. His body is failing. Every breath is an effort. The adversary appears as a shadow on the cave wall, speaking in multiple voices, men, women, children. The adversary, my son is dying in the desert, my beautiful boy. The shadow shifts. Now it shows Mary weeping, tearing her clothes in grief. The adversary, as a child, if you die here, who will teach us? Who will heal us? The shadow shows sick people lying untended, blind beggars calling out, lepers suffering alone. The adversary, you will die here for nothing. And all those people who needed you will never be saved. Is your pride worth their suffering? Jesus' hands shake. Tears run down his gaunt face. But he speaks, Jesus, I trust in the Father. If I die here, it is his will. If I live, it is his will. I will not be moved by fear. The shadows vanish. Jesus can barely walk. He crawls more than he walks. His lips are bleeding, his eyes sunken. The adversary walks beside him now in the form of a rabbi, complete with prayer shawl and phylacteries. The adversary, you know the scriptures. He will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. Suddenly, they are standing on the pinnacle of the temple in Jerusalem, the highest point, overlooking the city, hundreds of feet below. The adversary, if you are the Son of God, throw yourself down. Let everyone see. The angels catch you. They'll believe then. They'll follow you. Isn't that what you want? Jesus looks down at the crowds below, tiny, unknowing. He sways, weak. Jesus. It is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test. The vision shatters. He's back in the wilderness on his hands and knees. Noon, Jesus lies still. So still, he might be dead. The sun burns directly overhead. The adversary appears one final time now as a prophet, aged and wise. The adversary, let me show you something true. A vision unfolds. Jesus sees himself in the future, betrayed by Judas, denied by Peter, abandoned by all his disciples, mocked by soldiers, whipped until his back is ribbons of flesh, a crown of thorns pressed into his skull. He sees himself carrying a cross through jeering crowds, sees the nails driven through his wrists, sees himself hanging, dying slowly, crying out in agony. The adversary, this is what waits for you. This is the glory your Father has prepared. 3 years of ministry, then this. And for what? Most of them won't even remember your name. Tears stream down Jesus' face. He sees it all, every moment of suffering ahead. The adversary, you could choose differently. Walk away now. Live a quiet life, marry, have children, die, old and peaceful. No one would blame you. Jesus breathes slowly, deeply. When he speaks, his voice is barely a whisper. Jesus, not my will, but his will. Be done. The vision fades. The prophet's face contorts with fury and then disappears. The darkest night. No moon, no stars. Jesus lies on the ground, his breathing shallow, the adversary's voice now coming from inside Jesus' own mind. The adversary, you, Messiah. How absurd. You're just a carpenter's son. You can't even save yourself. How will you save the world? Moses had the tablets. Elijah had the chariot of fire. What do you have? Hunger, weakness, doubt. Jesus doesn't respond. He can't, but his lips move in silent prayer. God has forgotten you, just like he'll forget all of them. You'll die here alone, and no one will ever know you tried. Silence, darkness. Then Barely audible, Jesus whispers, "Jesus, Father, I trust in you." The darkness seems to deepen. Then, slowly, a faint light appears on the horizon, the coming dawn. Jesus sits upright, though he looks more spirit than flesh. His eyes are clear despite his body's weakness. The adversary appears one last time, now showing his true form. Beautiful, terrible, ancient. No disguise. The adversary, you've won nothing. I'll be waiting for you. In the garden, on the cross, I'll be there. Jesus, and I will triumph over you there as I have triumphed here. Now go. The adversary vanishes, not gradually, but instantly, like a candle blown. The 40th day breaks. Jesus stands barely, but he stands. He looks to the east where the sun rises. Light floods the wilderness, and suddenly, angels, they appear all around him, dozens of them, shining like morning stars. They bring water. They bring bread. They minister to him with infinite tenderness. Angel, well done, faithful servant. The Father is pleased. Now rest. Your ministry begins soon. Jesus drinks. He eats. Strength slowly returns to his limbs. Jesus had faced every temptation that would come to humanity. The temptation of comfort, of power, of pride, of doubt, of fear, of despair. And in each one, he chose the Father's will over his own desires. Jesus looks out over the wilderness, the place of his testing, now transformed into the place of his victory. He emerged, not weakened, but refined, not broken, but made strong, ready now to begin the work he was born to do. Jesus turns and begins walking away from the wilderness toward the world waiting for him. The angels walk with him for a while, then fade like morning mist.